I've always believed that your body can sense a turning point before your mind catches up, like a quiet warning in your bones. A tightening in your chest, a feeling that something in your life is about to shift in a way you can never take back. My name is Emily, and this is the part of my story I never thought I'd say out loud. Not because I'm ashamed, at least. Not anymore, but because it's the kind of truth that rearranges the way you see yourself. And once it's spoken, you can't pretend it never existed. It started long before the night everything broke open. Back then, I thought my marriage was simply in a complicated season. People go through phases, right? Careers get busy. Schedules clash. Love becomes more quiet, more practical. That's what I told myself every time my husband, Ethan, packed another suitcase, rushed through another airport, or sent a text saying, "Running late, don't wait up." But over time, those phrases stopped sounding temporary. They started sounding like a new way of living. The evenings were the worst. I'd make dinner for two and end up eating alone again, the other plate going cold until I finally scraped it into the fridge. I'd fall asleep on the couch waiting for the sound of the garage door that never came. I'd wake up on weekends to an empty house filled with the kind of silence that doesn't feel peaceful. It feels like a question you're too scared to answer, somewhere along the way. I stopped feeling like a wife and started feeling like a placeholder. Someone occupying space until he had time to remember I existed. And then there was Logan, Ethan's younger brother. The warm one. The open one. The one who walked into a room and made it feel a little less heavy without even trying. He started stopping by more often, dropping off tools. Picking up packages, checking the gutters. Doing the small things Ethan used to take pride in before work swallowed him whole. At first, I thought nothing of it. We'd always gotten along. But slowly, his visits became something I started depending on without realizing it. He didn't just ask, "How are you?" He asked in a way that made you want to answer honestly. And after months of holding everything inside, honesty felt like oxygen. One evening, after Ethan extended yet another trip, something inside me cracked. I tried to be strong. I tried to swallow the loneliness like I always did. But the tears came anyway, hot, humiliating, relentless. I didn't mean to text Logan. I really didn't. But when he asked if I was okay, the truth slipped out in a single word: no. He showed up in minutes. No explanations, no judgment. He sat beside me quietly until my breathing steadied. He didn't touch me. He didn't cross any lines. But his presence, God, it felt like someone had switched the lights back on in a house I'd been wandering through in the dark. That's when things started shifting, not in actions, but in feeling. Dangerous, unspoken feeling. I told myself there were boundaries. That I would never cross them. That neither of us would. And for a while that was true. But emotional hunger is its own kind of intoxication. And it makes you susceptible to any warmth that feels like home. Then came the night. The one I still replay when the house gets too quiet. A storm had rolled in. Thick and heavy, turning the windows into ghostly mirrors. I couldn't sleep. My phone stayed silent. Ethan didn't call. Didn't text. Didn't check in. I stared at the ceiling until the digital clock blinked 12:03 a.m. that exact moment. My bedroom door opened. I jolted upright. My heart hammering, until I recognized the outline in the doorway. Logan. His voice was low, almost breathless. "Emily, I knocked." "You didn't answer." I got worried. The room felt different the second he stepped inside, charged, fragile, dangerous. He looked around, the half-finished water glass, the rumpled sheets, the exhaustion I couldn't hide anymore. Something in his expression shifted, like he was seeing not just the room, but me, everything I'd been carrying alone. "You don't deserve this," he whispered. 4 simple words. But they hit harder than any confession, because for months, no one had told me I deserved anything at all. I should have told him to leave. I should have said it instantly. But instead, I froze, caught between guilt and a relief I didn't want to feel. He moved closer, slowly, like he was giving me time to tell him to stop. Idea in single quotes, T. He sat on the edge of the bed, not touching me. Not even leaning my way, but the air felt unbearably warm. Too intimate. Too honest. His eyes met mine, and for the first time, I saw the truth I'd been pretending not to notice. He cared. Not in a polite, obligated way. Not as a brother-in-law. Not as a friend. Something deeper. Something forbidden. When he reached up to gently wipe a tear I didn't realize had fallen, instinct snapped me back. I flinched. Don't, I whispered. Please don't make this worse. He froze. Lowered his hand. Whispered, I'm sorry. I hate seeing you break because of him. His voice cracked on the last word, and it terrified me how much I felt it. I wrapped my arms around myself, trying to create distance. You shouldn't be here, Logan. This is wrong. I know. A pause. But that doesn't change how I feel. The world tilted. My breath hitched. And before I could force the next words out, he leaned forward just slightly. Not to kiss me, not to touch me, but to say something that would change everything. Something I wasn't ready for. Something I still hear in the quiet hours of the night. Emily. There's something I need to tell you.